am about to embark on what I think is the most significant project of my entire career.
Global
Plastic
Treaty. The talks fell flat last December.
A legally binding international treaty to end plastic pollution forever.
And we are taking a $75,000 gamble, but I think it's going to be worth it.
It's crazy to think that what's going to happen over the next couple weeks in that building over there is going to affect global plastic policy for the next decade. As someone who has spent so many years trying to raise awareness for different aspects of the plastic pollution crisis, there's one issue in particular that I think those negotiators need to hear about, and that is human health.
Let's see how we're doing.
Hey. All right, we're here finally at the headquarters of SLS Illusions. They're the fabricators, and they ended up spending a ton of time doing research.
It is a sculpture of Rodin the thinker, cradling a baby, sitting on top of a sculpture of Mother Earth with a giant strand of DNA wrapped around both of them. And each and every day that the negotiation goes by, we're going to be dragging pieces of plastics onto the sculpture, eventually and hopefully drowning the entire piece in plastics to highlight the rising costs of inaction around plastic pollution.
Thankfully, plastics is everywhere. So I just had my friends Clément and Alex pick me up so that we could go on a trash collection tour, and we're just gonna go and see how much stuff we can find.
Plastic!
Plastic.
Plastic!
Just need to do this 20 more times. It's always so surprising how much trash there is in these places, and this is a tiny little city.
Plastic gives off chemicals into the environment, and it absorbs chemicals from the environment. The most concerning impacts of plastics on life are through the chemicals and the micro and nanoplastics, all these invisible bits and pieces of plastics that are in our bodies probably do much, much, much more damage than anything that you can actually see.
Over 16,000 chemicals are used in plastics, with at least 4,200 deemed hazardous to human health. So this is not just an issue about waste management or production, it is also about our health.
In my wildest dreams, I think this art piece will become a way for us to remember why this treaty needs to exist.
A legitimate and just treaty.
And that is to protect human health, which means that we need to protect the environment, which means that we need to address the hard questions.
Recent studies show that the sperm concentration decreased from around 100 million to around 50 million sperm per milliliter. There is a lot of studies that have been done in animals that show that plastics can affect semen equality or reproductive functions.
You know, when I think people look at a piece of art, they don't see this part of it. How do you get all the materials? How are you working together with local organizations?
I think there's this common misconception that I'm invited to create these art pieces, but I'm not. I am cold emailing my way, getting governmental permission, getting United Nations permission, getting police permission, so that I can actually go out and build the team locally with the communities in a country that I have barely been to, in order to hopefully build a piece that will make a difference.
Today's such a bad day.
The funding that I thought was coming in is not coming in. The costs are going up because now we need to provide surprise 24/7 security for the art installation. And this is going to be the one thing that is going to be the most photographed and the most used piece of visual communication out there. And I can only find a handful of people that are willing to support this. Like, it's so absurd to me, and I don't get why people can't see that opportunity. Well, I'll just figure it out.
It's actually crazy if you think about it that people created these materials without knowing what the impacts on health would be.
You come up with a crazy idea, you throw it out into the world, and you say, I don't have all the pieces yet. I don't know how to figure it out. Can you help me? And it doesn't always work, but once in a while, everything falls into place. And you look back and you're like, I don't even know how we got here. There is this force that we have within ourselves, with this power of creating life and birthing something into existence. To create a piece of art is to birth something from
your mind invited into existence, and to know that our genes have somehow survived 5 mass extinctions. And so within these genes are the genes of folks that have figured things out. Installation up, Khalid's happy, Ben happy. Oh man, today is a good day. The faith is knowing that in here lies the answer for just willing to put in the work.
Homo sapiens, the wise. Let's use this amazing opportunity we have to work together.
We need to deliver something for our globe, for our planet, for our people, for our future.
The goal is never to be on one side or the other. It's to move the center forward.
This work matters because you're just very simply telling the story of get the job done already.
We need to get the job
We need to get the job done.
Because we can only move forward together. And I think the art helps to embody exactly that.
It's a little bit like a mind bomb. Yeah, you see it and it clicks in your mind.
And so you can see it in its creation process. And you can hopefully feel it. And then you can feel inspired by it. And you can hopefully come together to figure out what needs to happen next.
It doesn't just shape change, it accelerates it.
You know, there are people here who are taking photos who wouldn't even know what is happening beyond the walls. So all these objects are from daily life.
Sight is the most powerful sensory organs, and it makes you think. It makes you reassess your positions.
Reminds us about the urgency of what we are facing.